Today I am taking on a interior design challenge, which is decorating my bedroom. Some context is that me and my fiance moved into this apartment 4 months ago, and I decided to decorate pretty heavily and pretty focused on our living room and kind of our sitting room and dining room area. And I didn't really put much thought into the bedroom. It was kind of like the back burner. Like when I finish all that other stuff, then I would get to the bedroom, and that time has finally come. Let's get into kind of the design constraints. I think that you should kind of take apart whenever you're doing a new design in your interior to what is your limitations? What can you and can you not do? So for this space, the bed can really only go here. The other design constraint that I kind of have is that I don't really want to do anything to any of my furniture. Like I don't want to sell my furniture and get new furniture. Like our nightstands, I painted to match my bedspread, and neither of these are going to change. I also have a white dresser over to this side, and that is not going to change. So the furniture pieces are going to stay how they are. So I kind of have to be creative with the stuff that I have already, which is kind of a fun challenge, but also it does limit me in what I can do. Looking at it, and I have thought about this for some time now because I have been working on other projects in our apartment. I just come into this space and it's very bare, which is not a bad thing. I think the color scheme in here is very white and very cool toned, and I kind of want to add something to warm it up, but I honestly really do love how cool and relaxing and romantic it feels in here. I don't want to change it too much. I have white linen curtains, and I have a white bedspread, and my dresser is white, and the walls are white. That's a lot of white going on, so I do think I need a little bit of color to warm it up. But other than that, I'm fine with it being bare. The rest of our apartment is very chaotic, and I say that in a very good way. Like, I like being eclectic and being a maximalist in my living room and having a bunch of art on the walls and a bunch of like personal pictures. But I think I'm okay with having a place to come to, our bedroom, to relax and unwind. And I don't want it to be crazy, and I am perfectly fine with it being very bare and minimalistic. That being said, what do I want to add to this space? My first inclination of this space was I needed to add a headboard. I felt like it looks so bare with the wall being white and the bedspread. There just needs to be like a hint of color and then a piece of art. But I was looking online, and the one headboard that I want is from West Elm, and it is very expensive, and it is like over $1,200, and I just can't justify that price right now, especially for a bed that is a queen, and knowing that me and my fiance have already discussed that when we move out of this place and into our next place that we are going to get a king. So knowing that'll be in like the next 3 years, I just cannot pay that much money for a headboard that will not fit our bed in 3 years' time. Even if we're gonna use it as like a guest bed headboard, it just doesn't feel right. So that idea is kind of out of the way. And then my next idea was, okay, what if you just buy a headboard that's way cheaper, not something that you're super in love with, maybe like a fabric headboard. And then I was like, oh, I don't really want a fabric headboard. I want like a wood mid-century modern headboard that's very clean, very warm. I just don't think a fabric headboard is going to do it for me. So I was doing a lot of research on Google and multiple forum pages of what to do when you don't have a headboard. What can you do? A lot of them were saying put a tapestry on the wall or put a huge piece of art. All those ideas are really great. I just don't want to buy a tapestry that's like patterned. I just don't think it would work well in this space. And for the big piece of art, I know in my head that I'm going to have to move that when I move out of this place, and that is just a humongous piece of art that I just need a forever home to, again, justify buying that. So then I stumbled upon this photo, and it was by, I can't remember her name, but I think she was either an artist or an interior designer. And she had a New York apartment, and it was like 400 square feet or something like that. And she wanted to do something in her bedroom to make it like more romantic and have a thing above her bed, kind of like the predicament that I am in now. And I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. That is so romantic. It kind of like frames the bed to make it give like the look of a headboard, but not actually. And then I was thinking I could definitely replicate that and put a warm piece of art in the middle. So that is what I currently have planned for our headboard area, or for the bed area, is just adding in some drapery and a warm piece of artwork on the wall. Okay, so what am I going to choose for fabrics? I think I'm going to measure first, and then I'm going to kind of search up some options for white linen fabric. So I just took all my measurements, and now let's go on the computer and see if we can find some linen drapery in the length that I want. Okay, so I'm at my desk and I just quickly researched some different linens, some different linen options that I could go for. So let's check on what I have found out. Okay, the first company that I could go for is this fabricstore.com. I calculated the amount of yardage that I needed to be like 7 yards. It's a little less than 7 actually, but I'm good with, overestimating than underestimating. So the 7 yards that I have of this kind of just white linen fabric is $108, a little over $100. And honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that because it is linen, so that's already good. But I also wanted to check up a different option, which was the IKEA linen that I have currently on my windows, just to see what that price was at. And for like a set of 2 curtains, it was going to be $90, and nowhere near the length that I needed. Like 98 plus 98 is like not even 200, and I need in total like 241 inches for the full drape. So that wasn't gonna work. I would have needed to buy like 2 of these and then stitched it together, and that was just making this project a lot more complicated than it needed to be. So I think I'm gonna go with this company. I think it's a good price, and I think it is what I am going to be happy with. So I'm going to check back in once that has been delivered here, and then we can start actually putting it up and installing it. Okay, I ordered the fabric, and here it is. I got 7 yards of it, and it's a pretty good match to our curtains that we already have. And then I got wooden dowels that are 3 feet long at Michael's for like $3 each. And then I got these hooks from Amazon, and these are gonna go in the ceiling, and then I'm gonna put the dowels in between them, and then I'm gonna drape the fabric over it. So let's do that. I'm sick.
I wasn't apologizing to you. Alright, I'm coming down.
You're coming down!
Ta-da!
Ta-da. I think it's fun. I think a piece of art in the middle, like a warm piece of art.
Yeah?
I think it looks good. It looks cozy.
Yeah, it's not.
This cute little tiny artwork from when we were in Oxford and we got engaged in this botanical garden. And I think the frame is a good warmth and it's meaningful. I think it looks cute. I think it's like one of those like uncomfortably small frames. Oh, crossover. Okay, we finished our bedroom canopy and we hung our final little piece of art on the wall. And it's really small and I think it's gonna make people uncomfortable and I like that.
I think it's really cute.
Yeah. So that's it for now. So thanks for watching how we transformed our bedroom to be a little bit more magical and romantic. I think it turned out well. I like the effect it has and I like how there's like shadows casting everywhere from like the lights and stuff and it just makes it very moody and relaxing.
Yeah, looks good.
We have them tucked right now behind our nightstands and we're going to try and get ties to
Maybe secure them to the wall.
Yeah, secure them to the wall just because this is not ideal and I think it'll look better secured to the wall, but we don't know what to do for that, so
We'll figure it out.
we will. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.